Hello, I'm Bree with United TV, and we are at Ben Gamla Palm Beach Charter School. Let's step inside and speak with the special people that make this school so exceptional. Thank you so much for having us. Tell us what makes this school different from other schools.
I would have to say it's our intimate learning environment.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about how you tie in Israeli culture as well.
So we are a Hebrew language, culture, and history school, so we definitely implement that almost every day, formally 3 days a week through our program. 1 day a week the kids have what we call Shai, which is Sha'arei Yisrael, in which they learn language and culture through song and music and a little bit of dance and body percussion with our Israeli music teacher. And 1 day a week they have Ivrit, which is where they basically learn their curriculum of reading and writing. And 1 day a week they learn culture or tarbut, which is where they have different activities and experiential learning. Today we planted in our garden for Tu B'Shvat, and sometimes they'll be making donuts or sufganiyot and different activities that are related to cultural experiences.
Very special. And do you also have art and PE recess?
Absolutely. The kids have recess every day. They have PE with our coach out at the gym at the JCC, which is a full court gym. They also will have structure play with the coach 3 days a week. Sometimes, depending on their grade level, it'll either be free play or structure play with the coach. And then the younger kids will use the playgrounds at the JCC as well.
What are the teaching methods used at the school?
Well, we differentiate our instruction because we want to meet the needs of all of our learners. We recognize that sometimes we have students who struggle with their learning and they need to be taught in a specific way or certain ways. And then we also have high achieving learners, and we have a full-time gifted program, and we have many students who may not qualify for the gifted program, but they are still very high achieving learners, and we want to meet their needs as well.
And how do the parents know how their child is doing?
We communicate that in a variety of different ways. Parents are always encouraged to reach out to their teacher, sometimes via phone or via email, and our teachers are definitely encouraged to respond within 24 hours. Every once in a while, it may take a little bit more than 24 hours, but there is that open communication. Teachers will send weekly updates to parents regarding what's happening in the classroom. We have our website, we have Facebook. We definitely believe in open communication between the school and the families.
How does charter school differ from homeschool?
Well, both schools are accountable to the state for the standards that we have to teach. The main difference is the flexibility that charter schools have. One of the ways that I like to describe that to parents is that we each have our goal that we must get to by the end of the year, and those are our state standards. Charter schools have the flexibility of how we choose to get there. You may love taking 95, but someone else may prefer the turnpike. Someone else may like to take the scenic route. As long as we get to the end point at the same time, we have that flexibility. Your neighborhood school potentially has to do everything the same way in every single classroom. We can say, you know what? We're going to use that as a guide, but my students need to go a little bit slower this week, but they're going to maybe go a little bit faster next week. Or we don't really like that program or that book, or we don't want to give this assessment on this day. We're going to do it on a different day, or we're not going to give it at all. So we have a little bit of flexibility where your neighborhood school may not have some of that flexibility.
Will you walk us through a typical day?
Sure. Well, we start off the day with music playing downstairs. We have this upbeat music. We want the kids to start off in a good mood. We say good morning or boker tov to everybody as they walk up the stairs. Then they come in, morning announcements start because 8 is late, so we try to start right away with the announcements. The students themselves help me through the morning announcements.
And our very important message of the day about not using put-downs. Achat, shtaim, shalosh. No put-downs. Pass it around.
Then we start the day. They go in. Most of them will start with their reading block. They have math throughout the day, science, their specials activity, lunch with their friends. And then we wrap up the day with our community meetings, and they can review their day. They compliment each other, and then we end the day with our PA award. We read out the PA awards, and different kids, they were recognized by their teacher, sometimes by someone else in the hallway. A different staff member saw them, or at lunch, for moving up reading levels, participating nicely, helping out a friend, and then we dismiss, and that was their day.
You have such happy kids here. Gal, we understand that you started off as a mom here and we're driving 40 minutes just to take your children here. Tell us about your story.
When I found out about the school, we were living 40 minutes away. I found out about it and I just couldn't believe that there was a tuition-free Hebrew language charter school. And I left the house every morning at 6:55, did a carpool. Everybody knew that they had to be ready. Got here, dropped off the kids, got back home, got the babies ready, and here I am now today working here. It's my 4th year.
Unbelievable. And what would you say is the main thing that differentiates the school between other elementary schools?
There's a lot of things. At the core, the love. We don't just know you by your first name. We don't know the kids. We know them by first names, by last names. We know the parents. We know the grandparents. We know the step-parents. I mean, we recognize, their voice on the telephone when they call. We know what's going on at home. We know what's going on, what they did in the summer, what they're going. It's such an intimate learning environment. It's an incredible culture within the school, and I think that's really what differentiates us.
You can definitely feel it. Ms. Smith, what is your favorite thing about teaching here?
Probably the community that we have here. Even in our classes, we all kind of have our own themes. Our class is the Dog Squad, and we just love to bond together. And in the school even, we're just a Ben Gamla community, and we all work together to make sure that we are successful.
So special. We are with an amazing 5th grader, Morgan. What is your favorite thing about school?
I love science, of course, one of my favorite subjects, and I love how in school we celebrate Israeli culture in the Hebrew programs. It's so much fun.
What's your favorite thing to learn about it?
I love how they teach us about what they do in Israel, like since we did something today for Tu B'Shvat, the trees, and we planted trees, and we had like a little bit of a lunch type of thing. It was a lot of fun.
So cute. What is your favorite thing about school?
I like to spell.
Really? And what's the hardest word you can spell?
Filiopietistic.
Okay, can we hear?
I'm not sure if this is correct, but Philiopotistic.
Wow. Tell us about your experience at Ben Gamla.
Sure. Our children have been here for 4 years. One has been here for 4, one has been here for 2. We have a 1st and a 3rd grader, and they're really loving their experience at Ben Gamla. They're learning a ton. They've made a lot of friends, and we feel like it's a very warm, loving environment in which they're having a great time while still learning.
We understand that your older son's in the AMP program. What exactly is that?
It's an advanced math program that the kids have to qualify and be willing to do. And it's great because it keeps them challenged and motivated. So if they're really good at math, they don't have to do the class that other kids that they may know and get bored. They continually challenge kids, and as always, it's fun for them. And when they're fun, they're learning, and it sets up for future learning.
It's a win-win. Tell us about your experience at Ben Gamla.
We have 4 kids, my wife and I. 2 of them already graduated from here. They're in Somerset Academy. Very happy. It's a very family-oriented school. A lot of love from the principal, from the teachers, amazing selection of the principal, the teachers. Academics is phenomenal. Hebrew, Israeli culture, all the things we were looking for. Couldn't have asked for more. I was waiting for the interview with you. Every kid that passes by say hello because they all know me. This is the kind of school that we were looking for our kids. And this is what we found at Ben Gamla.
Tell us about your experience at Ben Gamla.
Ben Gamla has been wonderful for my family. My oldest daughter started in kindergarten, went through 5th grade. I have a son in 5th grade now, and both children have done absolutely wonderful here.
And you've got one more coming through next year?
I sure do. My little guy is in pre-K, and he will be coming upstairs next year to go and follow in his brother and sister's footsteps.
Awesome. A wonderful and intimate environment for children. For up-to-date information, stay connected through their website and on social media. Signing off for now, I'm Bree, uniting you with the world, one video at a time. Bye.